and ability to lead and pressure. He provided all the answers in 91. Rypien fired 28 touchdown passes and threw for over 3,500 yards on his way to the Pro Bowl.
Touchdown! Going out to the near side. He's Rypien. He steps up and throws it long for Clark at the 5. Grabs it. Touchdown!
Rypien had done what many said he could not: lead Washington to a Super Bowl.
Thank you. Hail to them Redskins! Hail victory! Braves on the warpath, fight for old DC. Bram things. Beat 'em, fight 'em, stomp 'em, let the points soar. There we go. All right. Okay, Clarence, that's enough. Great to be here, Bram. Thank you, Bram. Hey, what a great job Bram does. I tell you what, the energy he has and what he does, and thank you so much. I'd like to thank Jack and the Curtis Family Foundation for presenting the award, also the DC Touchdown Club, and more importantly for the Military Bowl Foundation for bringing all these entities together and continuing this great process. You know, the past, the present, and the future meets right here. The past is us old guys like Coach Kraus, Rigo, myself, Tim Brandt. The present is Jaden Daniels, an amazing football player he is, and the future is these young men that came up here today. And what an amazing job these young men are, and how they represented their families. And their families, I just want to say you've got some great young men here that are representing yourselves and everyone else. And truly a testimony to your young men and what you've done. In fact, that past, present, and future reminds me of the only joke that I know. Past, present, and future went into a bar. It was tense. You can tell that anywhere to anybody, you know, it's pretty cool. I'm here to share this with this room here, share this with my guys, my Clarence and Gary and Raven, who I came in with, and Brad Edwards, and the guys that played before me, Roy Jefferson and John Riggins, who you're going to hear from here pretty soon. I share that with them because that was a very special time. And it was also a special time because the bar was very high in Washington, D.C. And when I got there, it was, if you didn't go to deep into the playoffs, it was considered a bad year. And if you didn't win a Super Bowl, you know, people were like, all right, we need to find that guy, you know. So it was pretty cool, pretty surreal. And Doug, you know, paved the way for me as Theismann did, you know, and having that quarterback legacy of those people that really made the game fun to play, and know that I had to play at a high standard because you were looked at to play at a high standard and win Super Bowls. And then I talk about you people in this room, because a lot of you people in this room were a big part of that. It was a hard frickin' out in RFK. It was a hard out to play in RFK and play football in RFK. It was a tough out. And it's because a lot of you in this room made it a tough out. Our fans were rabid. I mean, they knew what it was like to get up there and play football and play at a high level. And it's because of that relationship that we had. And there was no free agency. You know, we couldn't, you know, if you wanted to go somewhere, Mr. Cook said, no, you're staying here because that's your contract. You got to stay here and play it out. We didn't mind that. We did things in the off season together as families. We became part of this community here in Washington, D.C. because we loved it. And that's why we were successful. And that's why this team is going to be successful in the years to come. They got leadership in the right areas. They got a quarterback that can play. We've seen him play. Oh, my God. Oh, if I just had the talent he has on one finger, I'd be probably would still be playing. That's how amazing that kid is. And then they got a group, a coach, a general manager, an owner, the ownership here. And it's just amazing to see people coming back, doing what we did. With a lot of you in this room, we talk about that era and how fun it was. And so I just am very grateful because I share this award, and I share this award with a lot of people and some special people here. My sweetheart, Heidi Hanna's here. Heidi played softball at Penn State. She's a Nittany Lion. She's a real celebrity. She's written 7 books on stress, and all of us know that we all deal with stress in our own lives. And amazing writer, and does a lot of great things and speaks a lot of things. And so, Heidi, I appreciate you. And then a very special person. I wish Tim Brandt was on the radio when I was doing my radio morning calls. You know, I had to do my radio calls with Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara. Now, that was fun. At least, Tim, we would have talked football. All these guys wanted to talk about was, so who, uses hot water when they shower? Everything outside of football, So one time they sent a very tactful stripper to my house with my wife. That she was there in the morning. They woke me up and this is before television, but my wife had a VCS at the time, and she was VHS in it at the time. And it was a very tactful thing. I was in the bed, and the gal was just in a bikini, basically going around. But in walks my beautiful daughter, Amber, who was 2 years old at the time. And so that put a little, wrench in the whole deal there. But anyhow, that's who I had to deal with in the radio talk shows in the morning. But Amber was there. And the reason why I would say this is because my daughter Amber's here today. She was there. I held her up on the shoulders at Super Bowl 26 and saying those infamous words, "I'm going to Disney World. I'm going to Disneyland." And it was a great moment here. Yes, let's do it again. Absolutely. So that's her dad. Now, she ended up going to the University of Alabama, and you think I was bad. She had to work for Nick Saban for 5 years, so. And that guy's got much personality, but an incredible head coach, and he was like the surrogate father to my daughter, and so I really have a lot of respect for Nick Saban as a football coach. But I just want to say, Roll Tide. And also, she's been very great in the philanthropic world. She worked 5 years with Kevin Plank at Under Armour and ran all the philanthropy for the employees there. She worked at T. Rowe Price in the philanthropic industry, and now she works for Lisa Marie Riggins at USO. So thank you, Amber. I love you dearly, and I love what you're doing. And about less than 2 months ago, she gave us our 4th grandbaby and her 2nd. So baby Macy is in the world and doing everything's great. So it's wonderful. And unfortunately, her husband couldn't be here with us with this military bowl background. I'm going, you son of a gun. He's a lieutenant colonel of the Marine Corps, a 2-time cancer survivor, one of the greatest people in the world, John Devotee. We say hi to John, wherever you're at, John. But just want to honor him, too, and thank him for his service. As for all men and women here today that served in our military or continue serving in our military, we are so grateful for what you do, and the Military Bowl and the foundation and that Patriot Point and what they're doing, and I know USO is part of that, and for those families is just absolutely amazing. And it's because of you in this room doing the things that you're doing that makes that all possible. So for everyone here, from the bottom of my heart, I want to share this award with all of you because you're a big part of it. My guys that I played with, I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Kenny Harvey, a shout out to him too, because that first game that I played when Doug had the appendectomy, Kenny Harvey was chasing me around in Phoenix. He was a Phoenix Cardinal at the time. So a lot of great memories here in this town. We'll continue to have great memories. We're going to win some Super Bowls again, I promise you that. But just thank you so much for this, and I appreciate you. HTTR, baby. Hail to them Redskins, all right?
All right, let's hear it one more time for everyone. John Riggins. What a great night. Thank you all very much for coming out tonight. What a special evening. Good night. Thank you, and we'll see you next year.